We will not allow men to continue to destroy the life we have sacrificed to create, painstakingly birthed and willingly nourished into being. Enough is enough. This video is a response to Nick Fuentes and all of the men like him that are coming after women. I'm not going to give any time to what they have said. I read this post on Threads the other day that I wanted to read you because this is exactly what I'm trying to get at this post. Women have been expressing our repression, and men along with them, instead of our power. And we need to flip that on the script. So I am going to sit here and read this post to you in just a second. First, I just want to encourage you to get in a comfortable spot, get a tea, and just sit back and really feel into your sit bones, maybe stand up and do a goddess pose and feel your innate power that this post is bringing out in all of us. And then I'm going to invite you to get on your goddess dress, get on your goddess wear, go to this post and read it out loud. If for no one else but yourself, write your own response and post it and tag me so I know that we are all standing at each other's backs. We have each other. If you want to go even a step further, you don't feel comfortable posting on your own because you know you're going to hear back from these men that don't like us speaking up. I'm taking a note from the marvelous Mrs. Maisel and just using humor and reflection back to them when they do respond on my YouTube or my comments anywhere I'm showing up in the zeitgeist. If you want to not have that coming at you, which I completely understand, reach out to me and we will figure out a way to maybe make a montage of these videos. But when I got to the end of this, and I've revised it a couple times even since I posted it, I just got to this place where I could envision women standing up in their freaking power and not trying to defend against what patriarchy tells us we are, but actually coming forward in our power and who we are and the goddessness of each and every one of us. And from that place, responding and saying, no, you don't get to have this. We're done being complicit to your little whiny voices because you feel like we're going to put you somewhere out in the zeitgeist and never pay attention to you, which is not true. And I'll get into that in my post. That's my encouragement to you, is just give yourself the embodied experience of stepping into your goddess pose and your goddess voice. Record it for you so you can listen back to it every day if you need to, so that you can feel who you are on the inside and you don't listen to all of these other voices. And goddess bless all of the other men that have stepped up and said, no, we are not going to be men that allow other men to do this. Thank you so much. We need you also. But this is a specific message to women that we need to stop relying on men to do the work that only we can do. We have to learn how to step into our power and hold our voices for ourselves. And this has been a work in progress for 14, 15, 19 years, for a long time. So it's not going to happen overnight. I'm not going to say that I'm fully there yet, but I'm getting there. I'm so much closer than I was when I began, right? If you don't know, this channel is all about challenging, questioning, and reimagining our cultural norms around our creation and spiritual stories. And it comes out of my own deconstruction journey, not just from an evangelical Christian background, but also from a very far right, a pre-Christian nationalist point of view. But that started even before that, just growing up in the Midwest and being surrounded by all of these cultural norms that are built into our Western society. I'm going to read this in the content warning as well. And because I'm going to be reading, I'm not going to be looking at you as much. So maybe you want to put your phone down. So again, you can just sit down and really feel into your sit bones or into your feet if you're standing. It is a bit longer. I didn't realize it was so long when I went to go print this. You might not want to stand for the whole time. This is a fictional piece for me to work through the anger and the rage and the vile vitriol that he stirred up in me. And it's not just him, it's all the men we have dealt with throughout our whole entire life, both spoken and unspoken. By no means am I condoning any of the things in here that I'm saying I want to do. I am not saying that violence of any kind is the right action to take unless it's self-defense. And boundaries are a real thing. Again, this is a fictional piece that it was used as a healthy way for me to get through some of this anger. So without further ado, let's jump in. One other thing before we get started is, what is to the pain? So if you remember Princess Bride, pride with Wesley and Buttercup and Prince Humperdinck. This is a phrase that Wesley used as the dread pirate Scott, I think it was, when he was actually incapacitated, laying on the bed, to challenge and threaten Prince Humperdinck, who was trying to marry Buttercup and then kill her. And he said, "We are going to do this thing called To the Pain, where I basically mutilate you down to everything but your ears. Your ears will stay intact so that you can hear the cries of all the people as you walk through town that are just horrified to see you."
That is To the Pain.
To all the Nick Fuentes and Andrew Tates in the world, to the pain. First, a content warning. This is a no-holds-bar response from my soul to the vile, empty words of these men who feel free to publish their self-hate so publicly now. Profanity and inflicting pain are used as literary devices to help express the depth of my rage and that I will never go back energy. I understand this use of language might upset some. You are warned. I trust you to take care of yourself and to know that this is not something I'm physically actually going to do. Remember, people wish to exercise control over that which they fear. These men's flamboyant vitriol is fueled by their own inner fear of women, especially powerful women who have liberated themselves from the patriarchy. Women who own their embodied souls fully. A note to my sisters. The Kali energy in women is rising and is needed if we wish to not lose all our sisters that have gone before us, have fought for tooth and nail for these last thousands of years. If you don't know who Kali is, she is an energy from the, an energy, but she is a goddess from the Hindu religion, and she has like many arms and there's swords in all the arms. And she basically comes out in women when men haven't done their job to protect the tribe, the kids, the women. And she's just like, her arms are going a million directions, and she's just cutting off heads and saying, enough is enough. So that is that really rageful energy that we need to have as women right now, but to use and direct in a healthy way. Have to always put that as a caveat. We need to find our rage, connect with it, let it out in a constructive way, and let it fuel our actions from here on out. I understand violence and wishing harm on another is seen as not the answer. And at the same time, we need to figure out how to use our rage for good. We will not back down in the face of this type of hate. We will not be quiet and demure and complacent. This is my form of constructive, rageful anger put to use for the true moral cause of humanity. The true moral majority, if you will. Dear human haters, we hear your words loud and clear and will act accordingly. You mean for them to scare us, to celebrate some good old boys club, yet you have no idea what your words of hate and vile anger will now do to awaken the women of the world. Your words are now our battle cry. Our battle cry to end your dominion, to end your little boy tantrums, to end your petty mandate to take power. Your words are now our battle cry. Enough is enough. Women of the world, rise and stand together. Let your rage out. You have a right to be here. You have a right to take up space. You have a right to own your own body. You have a right to say no. No more. You have a right to push back on this type of talk, to stop it from becoming sewage to our airways and lodging in the minds and hearts of our children we seek to protect. We will never go back. Do not mistake your collective little boy tantrums for a God that actually gives a. Do not mistake this smoke and mirrors for a victory as a political mandate that the world wants your ways or that some God brought about this result. If there was or had ever been a God and a God on your side, why would he have ever made women to be souls challenging you every step of the way, always finding ways to resist instead of giving in, not backing down to your whiny cries? You are not winners. There are no winners when we pit people against each other, only losers. If there is a God, why did he ever give women the bodies that conceive, mature, and birth babies and then nurse them to life? If women are so less than, then why not birth babies yourself, taking on the risk of life, limb, and voice to carry on life of one sex only, just males? The fact that women are still here, that we still birth sorry men like you, is all the proof anyone needs to know there is no God. Certainly, there is no natural order. Your God isn't anything more than a weak-ass, scared little boy hoping his threats, his curses, and his use of loud, obnoxious, and vile language will continue to threaten us into compliance. And yet there is a growing majority of women who are no longer willing to toe the patriarchal line. Your outdated and unuseful and boring stories from an ancient day will not last that much longer. Do you think screaming all over the world that you own women, that you won, will do anything to get the little misses back in line? I got news for you, boy. This ain't the good old times anymore. Women are awake, and you, a little whiny voice, are a lovely battle cry for more of us to wake up. Rest well for now, for in the coming weeks, months, and years, it is to the pain. You will not know when or how, but we are coming for you. We will hunt you all down and castrate you, and shoving your so far up your throat you choke on your own pubic hair, vomit, and bile. I know. You think your high-pitched, hateful cries will stop women from marching against you? No. It will only make us more resolute. I am not sure what world you live in, but you must not know the relentless force and innate power women house in their bodies. The bodies that created you, that birthed you, that gave you life. The bodies that are the gatekeepers of life and death. Not you, not your laws, not your attempts to control women through their wombs. Our bodies will hear your cry and they will shut it down. In one way or another, consciously or not, women's bodies will shut down the production of any more possible men like you. We control our bodies. We always have, and we always will. Forever and ever. Aho, F yes, it is so. Women are waking up to their power to be gatekeepers. We are reclaiming it. So gloat all you want for now, buddy. For when you get our hands on you, we will pierce your noses and lead you around like oxen, parading you through the streets mutilated, cut down all but your ears, so you can hear the screams and gasps of all those who abhor what you allowed yourself to become. To the pain is on. If there was a God, it was she who saw fit that women understand the risks and blessings of birthing life and giving death. If there was a God, it was she who understood the intricate nature of how life and death are woven together in the invisible web and entrusted to women. She trusted women to be the goddess in this realm, to control the door in and out. If there was a God, it was she who granted women the power to give and take life, especially when those lives are threatening her body, her life, and her planet. She, if there is a God, entrusted women with the right to balance all of this for the greatest good of her body, that is the earth. She entrusted women, not the male ego. Yes, women have allowed patriarchy to put us asleep for a while, but the goddess awakens. She is stirring from her slumber. She looks out at her garden she entrusted us with, and she is pissed. This is not the garden she left us. This is not how she left us to take care of one another and her planet. So now she is stirring women left, right, and center to awaken to their power. The power you obviously are terrified of them remembering that they have. The power that is already growing on this planet. The power you pointlessly are attempting to squash with your shallow, squeaky, childish rhetoric. Women, hear your words, and it is our battle cry. It is our awakening. It is our time. Why are you so afraid of women remembering their innate power to create and destroy as the OG creators? Are you afraid you will become insignificant? The only way to become insignificant is to do what you have done, flinging dung as if it was gold. In your hatred of all things female, you miss the point. We do not seek to destroy or overtake or rule you as you have attempted to do to us, unless you have done as you have done. We, for some unknown reason, actually still love men. We care for them deeply. We treasure their lives, their bodies, their thoughts, their contributions, when done to bless and enhance all of humanity with equality. We do not love men because, as your God feebly tried to convince us, our desires are just for our husbands. That is simply more patriarchal BS preached to try to keep the truth and power of women as gatekeepers to life and death oppressed. We do not love men because we were sent by some God to be your spiritual awakenings and teachers, even though some male egos clearly need this. Our underlying love and devotion is because of this. We created you in our wombs. We birthed you through our sacred temples. We nursed you to life at our breast. We love you because we created you and gave you life. Yes, we love men. And it is in that love that we will not allow men to continue to destroy the life we have sacrificed to create, painstakingly birthed and willingly nourished into being. Enough is enough. Your woman hatred has banished you from the protection and safety from the women you seek to destroy. Your woman hatred has banished you from the innate power women hold within their souls and within our collective to awaken you to your soul and your creative abilities. You destroy life, and thus you have nothing to do with life. Your blast against your creators is a call for your own death. Death from being connected to your creator forever. Eternal separation from your soul forever. May the collective of creators banish you from the safety of the collective that is our society forever. Shh. Do you hear that? There is a storm of women who will hear your victory cry as the battle cry, a true call from the creators we are within. They hear your little boy rant for what it is, a scared little kid who is in fear of losing his ring on the playground. Not that he ever had it to begin with. Your immature rant does nothing more than wake women up to the lie you are grasping to hold on to. Being compliant in patriarchy keeps women safe. We are no longer controlled by your threats to get back in line. Women will unite. Women will plan, we will hunt, but not like men do. We will not come after you with guns and machetes. We will not come for you by daylight. But rest assured, you will not know the hour, the time, nor the place. You will be jumping at every noise, every movement, every smell, as you go about your days, waiting in fear for what is to come. We will surround you. You will be surrounded by the very thing that birthed you, that you hate so vehemently. Empowered women using their power to end yours. All the while, all your begging and pleading to your useless, non-existent God that he would make it stop will fall on deaf ears. It won't stop. Never will we stop. To the pain is forever. We are never going back. Your tantrum just made you our stake in the ground. We will no longer be compliant in our subjugation, nor that of another woman's. We will no longer be a soft hole for you to find release in. Do you think you have won the war? You have unleashed a battalion of goddesses that reach far back to time eternity, and they are pissed. They are waking up. They are awake. They will take action against all y'all. Your word, they fuel us. The Amazon women are rising. And just a note to the women who support these type of men thinking the patriarchy will save you. Don't be fooled, sister. The only thing you need saving from is men like this. Come on over to the real creators of us all. Women who stand in their power knowingly, freely, without shame. For we have made the leap out of the encaged garden and survived. Not just survived, but we are free, healthy, and happy. We are thriving over here. We got ya. We will not let you fall in the abyss, for there is no abyss. The water is fine, sister. Oh, so fine over here with us. To the pain is on. The Liliths of the world, they will not lay down. Rot in your emotional hate for yourself and all of humankind, you filthy criminals. For if you hate women, she who birthed you and gave you life, you hate yourself. If you even try to touch a hair on a head of a creator with your awful stench and filth, we will castrate you, body, heart, and soul. Try to own us, and you will be the ones who are owned. May you be cursed with never resting. May you be cursed with never finding peace for your soul as long as you shall live. May you forever be cursed to your small, insignificant life, void of any meaning, the warmth of a mother, or the ecstatic pleasure of an empowered woman. May shrivel up and die, bringing no woman or man to ecstasy, not like they ever did. But then again, perhaps your woman hatred disguises your true disguise. for men, and thus for your own self-loathing. Because you still need women around to keep making men for your real desires. Good thing your president adores talking about your genitalia and rubbing the microphone as if it was you. Let's be honest. Psychology has advanced enough to teach us that those who spew hate for women indicates a person's true desires. Yep, we see you. If you would just admit it to yourself that your desires are outside the culturally allowed norm, we would welcome you with open arms and give you protection and safety from other people like you. But you cannot allow yourself to admit anything like this, not to yourself. So you scream it loud and clear to us. We know there's nothing wrong with your buried desires, but I digress. You seek to threaten us with your words and law, but did you know all that does is show us we own you? We own you, body, heart, and soul, for we created you forever. Your fear-laden hatred is intoxicating, calling us to your scent, begging us to devour you like a feast fit for a goddess. The force of women raging at you has not been seen since God tried to cast out Lilith and lost. We kept you around for what reason I am really not sure. But now you have really pissed Mother off. Kali is on the hunt, knowing that life created through women is being threatened. You are filthy rags, whitewashed tombs, and no longer of use to us. No head is safe from the righteous seeking sword of Kali. She will purify this planet of men like you. To the pain is on. The words of Kali, Mary Magdalene, Gaia, and all the resurrected goddesses have spoken. Let nothing said in this decree be left undone. Aho, F yes, and go forth, my creator goddess sisters. Remember why they are so afraid of you and use it to fuel the innate power in you. Remember your sisters at your back, our hands on each other's backs. We've got each other. We've got one another. I will never go back.